And welcome back in. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. If the weather is clear, you better believe you're going to see a lot of boats on the water tomorrow. By this time next year, shouldn't you have a new boat to enjoy on Memorial Day? Visit Highway 411 North in Madisonville. Talk to Steve Sloan, Joe Special, or any of the team down there this week about getting your own boat, preparing for next summer or preparing for the rest of this summer. Madisonville Marine, there's no better place to buy a boat. Okay, let's go straight to this. I threw my director here. Let's go ahead and just jump straight to this graphic and hurry this thing up. This week, Tennessee, 3 more commitments. It's every week. They're roping in 2 and 3 guys. A couple of 3-stars, a 4-star added to the mix. Georgia, North Carolina, Alabama is where they're from. Here's what that does to the overall totals comparing Tennessee to the SEC. What you see are 24/7's current points. As you know, people get star rankings, but inside those star rankings are individual points. So a 5-star could be 1 point total at the high end or a low point total at the other end, and then you go 4-star, 3-star. So there's point totals, and Tennessee way up in advance of everybody else in the league right now. You see the next column is change. That's from last week. Tennessee added 7 points in the recruiting tally according to 24/7. LSU jumped Florida. They got 23 points this week. Kentucky with 23 points. Auburn with 19 points. You see on the far right, that's your 3-year average. For the last 3 years, the recruiting points on signing day, Tennessee is the only school in there that's already over their 3-year average. They have a better class right now than they have averaged the last 3 years. But part of that is they got 24 commitments is why they have the lead right now, whereas nobody else is anywhere near that. And in case you're wondering what they have to get to move forward, the last 3 years on average, the best class in the SEC has been worth 318 points. You're at 253. The second best class in the SEC of a 3-year average is 303 points. You're about 50 points away. Right now, if Tennessee stopped right there, they would be sitting at about 6th or 7th in where the SEC usually shakes out. Okay, so the issue is you need more points, but you get 24 commitments. You can only sign 1 more. Maybe you can back count 1. But at most, you're looking at 1-2 more players. So how do you add 50 points with only 2 more players? Now, I got in some trouble last couple of weeks for daring to suggest Tennessee is going to continue to recruit and that if they get a 4 or 5-star, some of those 3-stars who started this are going to be gone. I was told emphatically Tennessee wouldn't do that. Pruitt won't do that. That doesn't happen. So I'll just sit here and let you guys decide, is Tennessee done recruiting? Or are they going to keep going? They're going to keep taking commitments right on up to 35 if they can, and then sort them out later.
Well, to be fair, what you said has not happened at Tennessee since the 2020 recruiting class. So,
yeah, you're going to get the angry emails.
Yeah, Vince, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say I'll be glad to tell that person and anyone else who has that opinion contrary to John's that. To dare suggest that it doesn't happen. It happens at Tennessee. It will continue to happen at Tennessee. It happens everywhere, especially at those big-time programs. So, yes, that upgrading is going to happen. They'll probably go over that number, and then some guys may be asked to go. And then, look, other kids are going to make their own decisions because when things open back up, kids that haven't seen other campuses are going to start to see them. And then also, I think guys are going to change you're going to see their star ratings change. Colby Smith, the offensive tackle, part of this class, I think it's a great shot that Rivals boosts him up. He probably is a 4-star, but he didn't get to do the camp circuit, so that's going to happen also.
Yeah, it's a delicate dance because the schools have to prepare for it. Yeah, right now especially, there are like more than 2 times as many committed players as there were last year. Yeah. There's going to be some decommitment. I don't know that it's going to be this rash way, but there's going to be more than in usual years. So schools have to prepare for that as well. I think right now Tennessee kind of has to operate like they have 18, 19 commitments and prepare for that and protect themselves if guys leave and you're not in a pinch. But then, of course, like you said, the upgrading, the recruiting over guys and saying, listen, we're not going to say you can't come here, but you might not have a scholarship if you do, and it's probably better for you if you go commit somewhere else. That's kind of how it works. And it's delicate. It's awkward. It's, but ultimately,
it's ugly,
just because,
it's part of the game.
It's just what it is, and kids, have to understand that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it when a business can take advantage of a kid and get your hopes up. Like, I keep thinking of the kid last year from Texas, the offensive lineman who was like 7 feet tall, 400 pounds, that all of a sudden it's like, well, he chose Tennessee over Liberty. Like, what the hell? And then suddenly He meets with the coaching staff, and a week later he says, I'm reopening my, that kind of stuff. I hate to see that because the kids think, oh my gosh, I'm going to Tennessee, and then it doesn't happen. At the same time, everybody does it. It's part of the game. And when you're sitting there at 24 commitments and you only have a couple of spots, yes, you're going to lose some people. I mean, Alabama's not going to wind up with 5 commitments at the end of this class. And you've got some kids from Alabama. I'd be looking at those thinking, can you hold on to them? You're going to lose some guys naturally. You're also going to upgrade some guys and ask some guys to walk away because of it. So I don't think that anything's about to change on that front. We mentioned something interesting there about camps and people's numbers jumping. Will there be I tell you what, I'll tell you this on the next segment, but let me just hint at it. What looks like it could be a bizarre situation, a bad situation in high school sports, could, maybe, kind of, possibly, be an advantage for Jeremy Pruitt. We'll explain on the next side. Coming back on the Sports.